Hello, welcome to my sober journey. My name is Lena Ann Rose, and I just wanted to share a few things because I was going through my journal and I read something that I had written down, and that every time I read it, it kind of makes me feel sad. I don't know why, but I don't know. It just kind of stirs something inside moi. So here it is. Sobriety is not a health trend. It's a terrifying, enlightening, and rebellious act in a world that puts drinking on a pedestal. Whew, so terrifying and enlightening. It's an act of rebellion. I can't say that when I got sober I felt rebellious, but I know when I read it somewhere and wrote it down in my journal. I mean, the sad part is society does put alcohol on a pedestal. And I remember my first year this time around, getting sober back in 2022. Excuse me. October of 2022 is when I first got sober, from just alcohol. And it was in October, and it was, right before the holidays, right before um, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's Eve, and thinking back, I stayed sober through it all, but the reward for me wasn't till after the holidays were over, after Thanksgiving was over. I woke up and, you know, turkey's all put away and kitchen's clean, and I woke up and I'm feeling good. I'm not hungover, and I mean, for me, that was a reward, a small reward. And I'm bringing all this up because I'm looking back of when I first started all over again to get sober, and I'm in recovery now. It's making me look back when I first started again, when I first started getting sober. Christmas rolled around. It's the first time in years I'm not doing my ritual. I'm not going out, picking wine to pair with the dinner I'm going to have, or getting my best bourbon that I love to drink, my brandies and my whiskeys. None of that was a part of my ritual for Christmas time and Thanksgiving. None of it was. And again, I made it through Christmas, and I woke up a day after Christmas, December 26th, and again, I was stayed in a two-story townhome back then. I was walking down the stairs. It was quiet in the house. Everybody was still sleeping. I was downstairs making my coffee and, making toast or whatever. And I think I had a dog back then. I let the dog out, and I wasn't hungover. I wasn't sick. I wasn't spending the holidays feeling like crap and hungover. I just wasn't. And then, my first year in sobriety, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. I think that was my biggest reward. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, my biggest reward. Did I stay up till midnight at the stroke of 12? Yeah, I did. I did. Stayed up. I wasn't in anybody's house. It was just me and my daughter. And, hey, Happy New Year, honey. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I went to bed. I just knew through all the holidays were coming and I can't drink. And I won't drink. You can't mess this up, Lena. You gotta do it. You have to do it. You have to do it this time. This is my fourth or fifth time trying to get sober. You have to do it this time, Lena. January 1st, I woke up and I was bright eyed and bushy tailed. I can't even begin to tell you what a self reward it was for me to wake up a new year, 2023, and I wasn't hungover. I was sober. And the the accomplishment for me, the gratitude that I had for myself, it was so rewarding. And so we did it. I trudged through 2023. I trudged through 2024. Now we're through 25. We're going into 26. But alcoholics and addicts, we're creatures of habit. The same things trigger us. We pick up and use probably for the same things, for the same trauma. Celebrations, we're a creature of habit. I used to drink on every freaking holiday. I used to, oh, it's President's Day. Woohoo. It's this day. It's Love Your Cat Day. It's any day that people recognized as a celebration, you bet your butt I was I was drinking it up. But we're in a society, like it said, we're in a society that puts alcohol on a pedestal. They make it popular, and it's and it's okay because there's a lot of normies out there. I call them normies. I call them people, will have a couple sips of wine and a glass and walk away from it. And, hey, I'll just have one drink at dinner and I'll just have a shot of scotch or brandy or bourbon or whatever. Those are normies. We have a lot of normies here in the world. I'm not a normie. I drink into excess. I didn't buy bottles of wine. I moved into the box wine because a bottle of wine wouldn't do anything. That was what, four four normal size glasses of wine glasses, maybe four glasses. That wasn't nothing for me. That was nothing. Moving on to the box wines. But we're moving into the holidays and the days are getting darker, and just challenge yourself, just like if you can make it through Thanksgiving and you make it through Christmas and you can make it through New Year's Eve, the next day after a major holiday and you're sober, I mean, for me, that is that was so rewarding. And I was puzzled because all the other times I tried to get sober, I don't remember this feeling of gratitude of wow, it's the new year. It's 2023. I'm in this new year. I'm sober. I mean, for me, that was a really, really big deal. It was honestly a very, very big deal. We go through so many phases of, sobriety and trying to stay sober, trying to deal with this roller coaster of substance that has made our life unmanageable. I know it made my life unmanageable. Um, this time around, I'm more aware of my surroundings. I'm more aware of my loved ones and the way they feel. I'm more aware of the way that they're reacting to me being sober, getting sober. Um, because they're expecting and they're used to my behavior when I was drinking. They were used to that, and sometimes I don't react to certain situations, and sometimes I do. I think the situations that I react to negatively is I'm sober, but I still have the same behavior. But as long as we recognize that and correct it, we're on our way to recovery. I don't react and do things the way that I used to this time around in my sobriety. My third year, I'm going into my third year, and Thanksgiving's coming, and I don't know. I'm not thinking about drinking. I'm thinking about the menu. What am I going to make? My two girls and my grandbaby. What am I going to make? I'm just going to keep it simple this year. Maybe some game hens, Cornish hens, and all the fixins on the side. On the side, but but what's different for me? No, thank you for um not clicking off during my long pause. I'm still new at this, but this time around's working for me. But at the same time, sometimes I feel weird. The further I get along in my sobriety, I start feeling, I don't know how to describe it. I just start feeling weird. I know I need to find something else to do other than what I'm doing. You know, I'm getting up, going to work, coming home, petting my cats, playing with my cats, cleaning the house. My routine, I think, is getting dangerous. I need to switch it up a little bit. Maybe dive into um, some new literature. Maybe go to the library and poke around and look and see what they have on the shelves. Because for me, getting stagnant and getting caught up in um, routine, over and over routines, is that's not okay with me. And this time around, I recognize that it's not okay. Have I changed places? Absolutely. Have I changed people? Yes, I have. But I think when it comes to things, I think things in my life constantly kind of have to change. Um, and I'm referring to, changing people, places, and things when you first get sober, when you first are entering into your sobriety. Um, changing people, places, and things is probably one of the first things that you should do. Um, because if you're around people that use, well, you should change that. If you went to places that made you used, you entertained your addiction in those places, that should be changed. And you need to find more constructive and more positive things to do other than drinking and drugging, you know? Me, I submerged myself in work even when I was struggling, with getting money. I went out and found ways to make more money. So I was grinding 7 days a week. I stayed busy, but that was my thing at the time, and that's what kept me sober. That's what kept me sober. Now fast forward into my 3rd year of sobriety, I I didn't stop, trying to be in a better place financially. And I'm at a company now that's awesome, and I have, work 5 days a week and off every weekend, so it gives me time to decide, what I want to do. I can actually plan ahead, you know, like I did, in October. I want to go to Westport on my birthday, and I just went. But recognizing and learning and being in tune with how you're feeling is very important. I mean, for me, it's very important because I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to feel stagnant. I'm starting to feel okay, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, which most of us are in this economy. I mean, if you can afford to just up and, go on trips and do fancy things, then, you know, I hope that you recognize that you're blessed, and I hope that you're grateful that you can do that. But not all of us can do that. But still, it's not an excuse to try to change things up and, um, get things spicy in your sobriety. And that's what I need to do. And I'm going to use the holidays to do that. Thank goodness. You know, there's a lot of events going on, around Thanksgiving, and there's a lot of Christmas stuff going on. Here in the Pacific Northwest, I'd like to take my granddaughter to. My mind, I'm already trying to pre plan and set myself up for success to stay sober because I'm starting to feel a little weird in a world that puts alcohol on a pedestal. And if you clicked on this video and you're trying to quit weed, or you're trying to, really quit the hard stuff, it still applies. It still applies. If you can go to a treatment center, or you can seek out some kind of support to try to help you get clean and sober, then do that. I mean, the way that I think back when I was trying to quit smoking. I wasn't very successful at it because where I lived, everybody smoked. So how was yeah, it was a hot mess. I mean, for me, um if you're trying to stop drinking, you're in a relationship, and you're trying to stop drinking, and you're with your significant other still drinking, that's not really, it's not going to work. I mean, for me, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And now I put my sobriety is the center of my whole life. I have gotten, in the last 3 years, I have pushed away and gotten rid of more things and more people in my life just because of their lifestyle. I can't be around that. I'm not going to go into my old age a drunken old hag. I'm not doing it. I'm going to be a nice hag. I am. It's going to be great. So I was feeling a little stagnant. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. And that's what we do in recovery. We stay in tune with what's going on inside of us, what's going on in our head. I pick up the old journal. Isn't that's a cute journal? That's a really cute journal. I pick up things and I read through my journal. Sobriety is not a health trend. I mean, it could be, but I wrote it down in my book, and I also wrote this down. What triggers you to drink? The changing of the seasons. Like now, it's getting darker earlier. Are holidays a hard time for you to stay sober? What's fulfilling your downtime? This is stuff in my journal. That's why when you're in early recoveries, journal. Write your shit down, because if you make it to 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 3 years, a year, you can go back and read your journals. Step 1, admitting you have a problem. I got a problem. I have a problem. I'm waking up. My tremors were waking me up. I was tremoring. Bone in my bones. I would wake up. My teeth would be clenched together and I would just be, ooh. Those, okay. Yeah. And I've said in my other videos, I had a voice. I've had this voice tell me things a lot throughout my life. And this time around was, if you don't stop drinking, you are going to die. And that's why I wanted to get sober. I knew I was at my end. You just know it. You feel it, you know? Boy, you keep this up. And there was a lot of factors of why, that was one of them. I had to quit. I'm the only parent left. Um, my younger daughters, I have 2 daughters. They have 2 different fathers. I have 2 baby daddies. Yes, I do. Don't judge me. But my younger father's daughter died of a fentanyl overdose in 2022, March 27th of 2022. And that really sent me over the edge. That I'm an alcoholic. That gave me an excuse to really throw him back. My older daughter's father's still alive, but you know, I didn't want my daughter to have to. Yeah, she already went through enough with her dad. I need to stop the cycle. I need to stop the insanity. I need to stop the madness. And I need to get on this wagon called recovery. Work through my trauma, work through all the crap that hurt me, devastated me, left scars in my mind, left scars in my heart. I have to work through it. I got this. I'm strong. We're strong. I have bad days and I have good days, but I'm going to say My good days outweigh my bad because I'm always ready. I'm always ready. I'm always ready. If my younger daughter wants me to drive her somewhere, or, in the wee hours of the morning, my older daughter texts me and says, Mom, can you get Lily off to school? I can do that now. I used to not be able to do that. I would be hungover. I'd be irritated. What's wrong with you? You need to get a car. You know, it was always something. My Even when I wasn't sober, probably ever, because if I wasn't drinking, I was hungover. So I was never in a right frame of mind. My behavior was just, yeah, it wasn't good. And if you're identifying to what I'm saying and it's helping you, that's great. But I named this channel my sober journey. Oops, sorry. I named this channel my sober journey because, that's what it is. Will all my videos be, headshots? I'm trying to work my way out of this. Like I said, this channel's really new. I'm experimenting. I've got rid of one camera and now I'm waiting for another camera. The last camera I got was not keeping up with the kind of content that I want to put out. Um, I got the DJI Osmos Pocket 3. I'm waiting for that to come so I can get out, take you guys places. This is my phone, my 14 Pro, you know, that I'm doing this on. And I don't like it, but it is what it is. And I said that I was going to get videos out every Sunday. This was late because I was, sitting around on my couch, stinking thinking, I don't have the right camera and I want to do this and I want to do that. And we. No, I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to have a little of integrity. Even though I'm showing up late, I'm still here. So if you're trying to get sober or you want to get sober, you're thinking about getting sober, if you're taking it day by day, whatever it is, it's a good thing. Life gets better, more opportunities are there. You'll have less health issues. If you have health issues because of your drinking and drugging, you can get sober and try to address them. If you got loved ones out there that don't like to be around you because you're drinking and you're drugging, you know, there's some relationships that I could never repair. I can't repair. They still talk to me like I'm a drunkard. I'm a drunkard. They still, but I don't care. I don't care. It's me, myself, and I. And whoever, wants to, recognize that, fine. If they don't, I don't care. But right now it's me, myself, and I. This is my journey. That's why I called it my sober journey. This is my sober journey. It'll always be a journey. I started drinking at a really young age, 8 years old. Alcohol has been a part of my life my whole, pretty much, as far as I can remember. So I'm every time I get sober, I'm trying to live sober. I'm trying to do this sober thing. I want to do this sober thing. There's times where I grab my keys and I just walk out the door and I get in my car. And you guys don't know, sometimes that makes me feel so proud of myself that I can just freaking do that. That I can just take my grandbaby to school in the morning. I'm getting a little emotional. Sorry. It's just really, I wish I can just take this feeling out and give it to you so you can feel what I'm feeling. Just the smallest thing. The smallest thing keeps me sober. Being able just to function and not make excuses because I'm hungover or nobody wants to include me or ask me because they know I've been drinking. My closest circle knows now. Hey, mom. Hey, Nana. Get a call from a friend. Hey, what are you doing? I'm just sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, watching YouTube, trying to get some inspiration. But anyway, I've been at this for a half hour. And if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. And if you would like to like the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a comment, ask me a question, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be a person of what I said. I'm going to be a person of integrity and accountability. And that's part of my recovery too, is showing up here and talking to you guys, talking to you people out there, sharing my stories, sharing my thoughts. And what made me get on and make this video was this journal. My journal. I think I got this from the Dollar Tree or Daiso. But we have Dollar Trees up here in the Pacific Northwest, and we have Daiso. But I like it. Just little. I keep it's small enough to keep in my purse. You know, when I see something or something comes to my mind, I pull it out and I write it down, and I can go back and read it. And they're not like bad things. They're things that are positive. You know, that keep me strong and keep me going. You know, but yeah, it's my journal. I have other journals too from when I was in my 20s and other times I tried to get sober, but I haven't went back and started reading those yet. Just thinking about it kind of makes my heart kind of palpitate. But yesterday I was sober and today I was sober. I've been sober for 3 years. And that's a good thing. I wish I could save all the alcoholics and addicts. Just getting on here and being able to talk to somebody that's willing to hear me means everything to me. If you're an alcoholic or addict, I love you. And you got this. Just give it a try. If you mess up, come back. If it's okay. It's okay as long as you're trying. Like I said, this is my fourth, fifth time. I don't know, I lost count. But I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop trying. Again, this is my sober journey. My name is Lena Ann Rose. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.